It seems as if today we have grown accustomed to turning on our televisions to watch the nightly news to be informed of what deadly crash occurred within the day, taking yet another life. Then, like clockwork, we sit down, eat our dinner, turn on our nightly soap opera just to do the same thing the following day. It is beyond evident that we have grown accustomed to the normality that is deadly car crashes. Hello, my name is Melissa, and today I propose that in efforts to lower the death toll surrounding car-related incidents, the implementation of red light cameras within traffic intersections in the United States is of our public safety's highest priority. As someone who has been a victim of red light camera violators, I recognize how easily it could have turned for the worse for myself. I very possibly could have not been here today to discuss with you in regards to this topic. Therefore, today we shall discuss the recently proposed mandate to eliminate the usage of red light cameras at intersections, how the proposed policy will not be beneficial in lowering intersection-related deaths, and why the cost does not support the outweighed benefits of mandating such a proposal. With the amount of car injury-related crashes on a rise in the United States, as mentioned by the Department of Transportation, 1/4 of traffic fatalities and about 1/2 of all traffic injuries are attributed to intersections. The previously suggested proposal unnecessarily suggests that certain crashes are attributed due to the sole installation of these cameras. The opposition argued that the installation of these cameras directly correlates to the increase of rear-ended crashes at intersections, as reckless drivers stop abruptly, attempting to avoid paying fines, and do not give surrounding motorists sufficient time to safely and properly stop. The opposition attempts to fully blame the crashes occurring at these intersections due to the installations of red light cameras look over the fact that after the installations of these cameras, total injury crashes were reduced, especially the most lethal, which is the right angle crash. Before we continue, I would like to give you a brief summary on their proposed policy. They propose that due to the increase of rear-ended crashes, followed by an incident surrounding fraudulent activity around these cameras in regards to a corrupt senator who misused the technology, they deemed it enough to oppose the technology completely. Then, they went on to try to state cheaper outlets where the funds should not be allocated. Yet cheaper does not mean better. And if it is not for the public safety, we should not be trying to cut corners when lives are at stake. Even though reflective signs are cheaper than red light cameras, should motorists commit a red light infraction and possibly cause the death of someone, a stop sign will not point you in the direction of the assailant, as opposed to a camera. Now that you are aware of the proposed policy and its effects on the public's well-being, I would like to discuss the implementation of the previous policy is not likely to aid in public safety. At the end of the day, the questions still remain. Do red light cameras really increase the amount of intersection-related deaths? According to the reputable Insurance Institute of Highway Safety's website, red light cameras are an effective way to discourage red light running. It is impossible for police to be at every intersection. Cameras can fill the void. An IIHS study found that cameras reduce the fatal red light running crash rate of large cities by 21% and the rate of all types of fatal crashes at signalized intersections by 14%. It has been argued that there is no reason to adopt the previously proposed policy due to the fact that there is evidence supporting the red light cameras can prove effective in lowering intersection crashes. Implementation of such equipment, though, is continuously tied to an increase of rear-ended crashes, yet is likely to reduce the overall deaths surrounding the accidents occurring at these intersections. Within the same article, the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety, it was explained how in 2020, 928 people were killed in crashes that involved red light running. Half of those were pedestrians, bicyclists, and people in other vehicles who were hit by red light cameras. Therefore, should the numbers of rear-end crashes increase, in reality, they are less lethal outcomes of red light violators in comparison to other forms as demonstrated above. The usage of red light cameras alone are not the sole threat to public safety, for the improper misusage, like anything else, can put the public safety at risk. Red light cameras themselves are not the cause for fraudulent misuse of technology. Rather, it is the people who misuse the equipment itself that give it a bad name. According to the West 2 News website article where a local attorney filed a lawsuit to appeal the red light ticket, it mentioned that in her lawsuits, Hastings argued that current practice isn't lawful since a third-party American Traffic Solution reviews a red light cameras recording of presumed infractions first, then decides which recordings to send off to the City of Orlando's Traffic Enforcement Office. This insinuates that the malpractice does not come from the camera itself, but the individuals who regulate it. The implementation of red light cameras themselves do not endanger the public themselves, rather, it's the people who control them. Without reliable individuals overseeing such equipment, it is certain that malpractice will ensue. This is relatable with all similar fields that handle such delicate information. It is for that reason that within the same website article, West 2's legal analyst Richard Hortonbeat states the city of Orlando is going to have to go back to the drawing board to determine how they issue these red light camera tickets. Followed by, most importantly, they'll have to have someone employed by the city of Orlando's police department reviewing these red light infractions and issuing these infractions from the very beginning. As discussed by the previous proposal, fraudulent events had only occurred by individuals who misuse the equipment, therefore endangering the public. The camera technology itself should not be dismissed as it has been proven previously to aid in saving lives. Therefore, stricter regulations surrounding the individuals who use the equipment should be within the top priority rather than eliminating this life-saving equipment in general. The proposal suggests that in the removal for equipment, cheaper alternatives can be put in place to aid in intersection safety. The replacement of red light cameras with additional signage would be unnecessary in attempts to lower reckless driving at intersections. As mentioned by Branded Industries' article covering the effectiveness of road signage, it states, a stop sign is octagonal because it is a cheap shape to make, and it is also different from other square-shaped designs. Therefore, the shape itself was not in correlation to its effectiveness in stopping reckless driving, but rather because it was most cost-effective for the city. At the end of the day, the root cause of traffic-related deaths relies upon reckless drivers themselves, not for the amount of signage that is around the upcoming intersection. As further mentioned by the article published by the Washington Post in regards to the bill that will use traffic cameras to help aid in lowering reckless driving, the proposal will allow the cities to issue points based on infraction caught on traffic cameras. If approved, a driver would get a point on their license for every ticket issued by a camera, whether for speeding, running a red light, or ignoring a stop sign. Furthermore, another proposal, the Reckless Driver Accountability Act of 2022, would make it easier for the city to boot or impound vehicles with a record of infractions and require drivers to complete a traffic safety program to recover their vehicle. This, however, would not be manageable without the usage of red light cameras at non-patrolled intersections and will have a benefit in trapping reckless drivers. Once more, I thank you for your time in hearing this proposition, as today we have discussed the recently proposed mandate that once eliminated the usage of red light cameras within intersections, how the proposed policy will not be beneficial in lowering intersection-related deaths, and why the cost does not support the outweighed benefits of mandating such a proposal. Once more, I urge you to oppose the recently proposed policy that would ban the usage of red light cameras as it would endanger the public safety. Once more, your life nor your loved one should come at a cost, and every precaution should be taken necessary.